blessed ones of the nations of the world. This is your brother Dan Moses, or say your Sakodie of TRC, Ghana, coming to you with the expose, Testimony, New World Disorder. This expose is being recorded on the 18th of November 2021, Thursday, against November 19th, 2021, Friday. Humanity and the nations of the world, we would want to begin by welcoming each other with saying, Akwaba, Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagitam, welcome. Enga Johnny Benvindo, you are welcome. Kuso, Diwo to San Yusenyo, Okukulaba, Mauya, Mingalaba, Boyeyi, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo, no, o Sanu de Zua, Enkwang Ina, Mitash, Duburu, Pezaluvat, Bine I Vinit, Barigalus, Divita Ichi, Ayubon, Dobridoya, Velkomen, Estan, Hozut, Walang, Aluman, Bienvenue, bienvenido, namaste, swageta. Kushamadid, Baruch, Haba, Marhaba, Wang Yong Haminida, Wang Ying, Nyejeko, Anyamime, Nyejeko, We Zolo, Novio, Miawezo, Akwaba to the program. Testimony, New World Disorder. Testimony, New World Disorder, as we know, is the program through which we get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and willful lies, which are made up by some of the very people that humanity trusts to be there for us, for the nations of the world, humanity, and yet they have chosen to be the very few people that are dealing with us by willful lies, deception, and delusion, having brought humanity into this total global helplessness. But blessed ones of the nations of the world, we ought to understand that what is happening to us now, the nations of the world, humanity, all that we are seeing is just a part of the ulterior agenda to what they are doing to us, which we have made this channel available to let us know the ulterior agenda. So all that you are seeing in your nation, all that is happening to us, a huge chunk of it is the diversionary, willful diversionary tactics by diplomatic sticks, political sticks, religious sticks in America and in Ghana. They are behind the evils that we are seeing, and their ulterior agenda is what we are uncovering. And I want to welcome us to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. We are not moved. We are most grateful to God that by this same program, we as well get to receive some divine guide, divine direction, divine insight that we may know exactly what to do. So get the understanding that it is the coming after your soul. It is no longer your body. It is no longer the destruction of the nations of the world by bombs and weaponry. They have gone beyond that. The ulterior agenda is to come after your soul, my soul, the souls of humanity and of the nations. That is what they are doing to us. As we go on, we shall uncover and you get a clear picture of it. So, Akwaba to the program, testimony. It is time for you to start seeking after God, who is far more than able to preserve your soul. Otherwise, you allow the soul takers to hide under the global unfolding, the global happiness, to seek the total destruction of your soul. God bless you, and God bless my homeland, Ghana. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder, Humanity and the Nations of the World. In the week of the 12th of November 2021, we have commemorated the very first anniversary of the cowardly secret killing of His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings. His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, who was cowardly killed in secrecy using the health sector. And we have learned from what to do in that expose, that evil of fellow human beings hiding under the health sector to destroy innocent life have been around since the beginning of time. From according to the word, has been around for a very long time. So there is nothing new under the sun. But we want to say that His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings is no more. His special has been taken using the medical field. You are not dead. I'm not dead. We are not above any of the precious people of Ghana. We are not human than them, whose life has been taken from them. Politicians, journalists, diplomats, religious leaders, their lives have been taken from them so wickedly by these sticks. The new terrorists, I call them. Coward secret killers, I call them. Therefore, you need to open your eyes that these coward secret killers don't take your precious life from you. Don't allow them. If there was anything that His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, His Excellency Dr. Busumuru Kofi Annan, His Excellency John Ivan Fifi Atamils, name them, Kaba Ebony, would could have done to preserve their life from being taken by the coward secret, they would have done it. You have the opportunity to do that. So let's do it and let's not allow them take our body, let alone coming to take our souls. God bless you. God bless my home in Ghana. Humanity and the nations of the world. You know, the chilling reality is about the fact that we hear that His Excellency Nelson Rolihlahla Madiba Mandela of South Africa, for 27 years, he suffered injustices and the killing of his people in South Africa. But what we need to know is that there had been America, Africa, Europe, Asia, United Nations, states, international states who could have all done everything they could. When His Excellency Nelson Mandela was 5 years in prison, fellow men would not heed. Every effort was done, yet fellow men would not heed. And the man tarried from 5 years imprisonment to 10 years, from 10 years to 15, while his people were being killed, up to 27 years. That is how the world works. The Bible makes it clear that we live in a wicked world. If Nelson Mandela was liberated on his 20s when he was 27 years in prison, trust me, somebody, he could have been liberated when before he was 1 year in prison. Humanity and the nations of the world. I want to announce to America, Ghana, and the nations of the world, the United Nations, that what we have been receiving here, it has been 15 years. 15 years. When this US undercover agent was planted in church by political sticks, religious sticks, diplomatic sticks in Ghana and America, set the agenda to exploit my innocent life to further the global killing machinery agenda. Since 2006, count 2006 till 2021, you would come to 15 years. In fact, the 9th of December, we are in November, the 9th of December 2021 will be exactly 15 years. When diplomatic forces within the United Nations, powers in America, powers in Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo and his terror network have subjected me to total terror in America, in Ghana, in Canada. They have subjected me to persecution and abuse. In Ghana, America, and Canada. 15 years. So if any of us is thinking that, oh, okay, probably we are just hearing this expose. what we need to understand is the same evil that was done to His Excellency Nelson Mandela and his people for 27 years. Why Nelson Mandela is in prison? The same evil is what is being repeated against Ghana, against humanity under global agenda, exploiting on, climbing on the back of this innocent African and my two tortured and abducted children. From their infancy, my children have been tortured, persecuted, terrorized in America against everything that is called law. Because there are the diplomatic powerful. The Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., with stakes within the United Nations. You didn't hear me. I said that stakes within our institution, United Nations. The institution that is supposed to be there for human race, exploiting innocent children born in America. The FBI, Montgomery County Police, the terror network of Nana Addo, persecuting infants born in America because they must get their father assassinated. They have not been able to succeed because the God of the Bible has told them no. It doesn't matter how many people you have colluded to kill of the past, paid a blind eye to get them killed of the past. This time, I would not let you kill this Ghanaian. And they have taken their cowardly secret killing, killed my people indiscriminately. Politicians, diplomats, they have killed them. Humanity and the nations of the world. His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, whom we celebrated, whom we commemorated, was a man. He lived here. We are not talking about a spirit. Dr. Busumuru Kofi Annan was a man. We are not talking about spirit. His Excellency John Evans, Fifi Atamels. His Excellency Pakwesi Mr. Kaba Ebony. The almost 200 terror victims of the Kwame Nkrumah circle, June the 3rd, 2021, who were burnt into ashes. They were human beings. They are not spirit. So we've got to understand that we are dealing with real issues confronting humanity for almost 15 years and hasn't been exploited by diplomatic stakes within the United, including some institutions within the United Nations. America as a state. We are not talking about His Excellency Joe Biden. We are not talking about Trump. We are not talking about His Excellency Barack Obama. We are not talking about George Bush. We are talking about an evil of the hijacking of the U.S. government, the United States as a nation, by political, religious, and diplomatic stakes since the days of George W. Bush, carrying the evil through, where no law must apply in the cowardly secret killing of Africans. No law must apply. From the days of George W. Bush, it has carried on to His Excellency Barack Obama, to His Excellency Donald Trump, to His Excellency Joe Biden. So we are not talking about a government administration. We must understand. His Excellency Trump told the world, he was lamenting. How? When? Since when? Eventually, what he could do is to go after the forces and tell them, America first, fight. But he realized that the forces are in some, they are above the powers of every single nation. America, you don't know. The truth and the reality is what we are fighting is more powerful than Ghana, more powerful than the power of any single nation of the world. So, Akwaba, to the program, Testimony New World Disorder, these are the forces that are coming after me to take my life. But because I know what His Excellency Nelson Mandela suffered, I know what was suffered by the Hebrews and the Auschwitz. I know what was suffered by my people during the slavery and human enslavement. And for how long? I know what was suffered by the American people during 9/11. And for how long? I know. That is why a time has come for me to stand up to tell the diplomatic powers, religious powers, political powers, the Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., make it clear to them that I will not accept the terror against me, against my two tortured and abducted children against my innocent, innocent people of my nation. I will not accept it anymore. For which reason, on the 8th of November, I had to send a legal document after legal advice, taking a legal document to the International Food Warehouse, which company had been taken over to terrorize me, persecute me, seek to get me destroyed, kill me, in covering up of the cowardly secret killing of His Excellency John Rawlings. I had to take a legal document to them, demanding my wage pay, my unpaid wages, as required by U.S. State Department of Labor. The store received the document on the 8th of November. The next day, what happened was the Montgomery County Police, the Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., they colluded that when I get to work, immediately the store owner, she's called Georgina Menu, find means to attack me, prevent me from clocking in because she has received the legal document demanding my unpaid wages. So they must find means to get rid of me from the company. What I needed from what I needed was a return receipt to file for the wage claim, because I was taking steps according to legal advice and according to U.S. State Department of Labor, the step that I needed to take. So I needed the return receipt. The final expose was for the commemoration of His Excellency John Rawlings, was recorded on the 12th of November and was posted on the 15th, on the 12th, on the 11th of November, and it was posted on the 15th. Between the 8th of November and the 11th, the Montgomery County Police, Georgina Menu, the Germantown Police, they were colluding with the individual that was supposed to receive the return receipt, so that I go for it because of my the dangerous situation in which I am. The U.S. Justice Department, the U.S. government, the United, they are all officially aware that it is dangerous. I should not give my physical address to any institution in America. So it is an individual that has been receiving my documents on my behalf. Then I go for it. They had been colluding with that individual. However, that is the situation. I have to just, for the sake of me getting my documents from there. This time, when they are taking my job on lawful, they colluded with the woman, with the post office, that they should refuse giving me the return receipt, which is a must, which is I need to file my wage claim against Georgina, because not any of the stakes that are used in the killing of the Ghanaian people and the willful cover-up must be not this undercover agent. If any of them is exposed, they must all unleash their forces to come to cover up for the individual. So they were seeking to withhold the return receipt, and I had to make an expose on the 11th of November to be posted the next day. When I recorded the expose, what they did was by hacking, they wiped out the expose from my database of this laptop. They wiped it out. So I have to record it again in the night of November the 11th. While I was recording, they networked with the woman to send a phone call into my phone that the return receipt had been sent to her, so I could come for it. What a shame. Before that, I was sending a WhatsApp message to Ghana exposing her. So the post office knew that I was. So when they saw that the expose was coming, it was posted on the 12th. They quickly took it. Humanity and the Nation Akufo to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. It will shock you with that. On the 12th of November, I had to go to the person's home and receive the return receipt. I came back home, and the same crime covering sticks, diplomatic, political, religious, who have taken over this new place. I've relocated from my former place of residence, which they had a permanent criminal for the Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., planted at the home with the Liberian guy called Killer. I've relocated to a new place. So this new place, what they have done is to take over the mind of a tenant. They have infiltrated the entire neighborhood. And when I went for the return receipt, I brought it home. As lawless as they are, as they knowing no law of the US, they must let a tenant of the home from Liberia, the crime covering counterpart of that killer guy of my former residence, to enter my room unlawfully and come take the return receipt, which I will need to file for the wage claim. But thank God, when I receive the return receipt, I have to send it, make a photocopy. Take a picture of it and send it by WhatsApp to Ghana. So we still have it. They have taken the original. We have the picture evidence of that. Humanity and the Nations of Akwaba to the program Testimony New World Disorder. We will not let Georgina Menu, an international food warehouse, we will not let Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., we will not let all African food stores for the Nigerian get away with the coward secret killing of the Ghanaian people. We will not let this undercover agent get away. We are gathering every necessary documents and records in backing up the wage claim. God willing, this week we shall finish with that and forward it and let the law take its course. They are making millions, and yet no law must apply in getting justice regarding the cowardly secret killing of our people. Humanity and the Nations of the world. Akwaba to the program Testimony New World Disorder. Let me shock us. Let me make Ghana and my family, humanity and the nations of the world proud. I hold in my hand this document. This legal document. On the 12th of November, what we must understand is this case of heinous crimes against Ghana and humanity has been before the International Criminal Court, Hague, since 2012, way before His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atamils was cowardly killed by cowardly secret killers who rendered Ghana ungovernable to the loss of his life. This issue had been before the U.S. International Criminals since 2012. It was the fact that the issue got to International Criminals Court and my resistance to this U.S. undercover agent exposing her at the White House openly. That was what triggered the immediate taking out of His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atamils, because I'm fighting for justice for my people of Ghana against their cowardly secret killing. Humanity and the nation, the case has been before the U.S. Justice Department since 2008, when the precious life of Dr. Busuburu Kofi Annan was cut off. It has been before the African Union. It has been before the United Nations. It has been before international since 2012. And yet, no law applies and my people are killed. They enter church, kill my pastor. They start killing my family members one after the other. Because God says He will not allow them to kill me. On the 12th of November, I presented this document. 32. My families in Ghana, standing in solidarity with the families and my nation, Ghana. As usual, because the case has been before the U.S. Justice Department, you see the reference number to to the US Justice. You see the case number to the ICC Hague. Humanity and the nation. We don't care whether a blind eye is paid to by powers to seek to get rid of the case at the ICC Hague. Well, all we know is the case has been there since 2012, and we are never going to withdraw the case from ICC Hague. We are never going to withdraw the case from the US Justice Department. We will not, because the African people are humans. Let me show us something in this document. This document, copies went to the Office of the Prosecutor, ICC, The Hague, the US Department of Justice, the Office of the UN Secretary General, the Office of the Chairperson of the African Union. My terribly damaged, exploited, and manipulated families in Ghana. Damaged, exploited, and manipulated by diplomatic space, some within the United Nations, the political and religious within America and Ghana, to the killing of my family members, to the Akufo Addo government and the Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C. This document went to the defense of my family on the 12th of November, when we were commemorating the killing of His Excellency Rollins. The guilty conscience that was haunting some individuals for the fact that the document had gotten to these authorities. That triggered the making an individual enter my room to come take the wage claim. They terrorizing, they are taking the entire Ghana, humanity, and the nations of the world. They are seeking my assassination, just like they have killed my people. This assassination that they are seeking involves some stakes within the United Nations, involves powerful stakes in America. It is the terror network of Nana Addo Akufo Addo, Montgomery County Police, the FBI. They are seeking my assassination when they have chosen to kill Martin Luther King Jr. They have killed him. His Excellency everyone that they have gone after in the human history to cut him short, they have taken their lives. Ghana is bleeding. And yet, a willful political and diplomatic eye is paid, blind eye is paid to it, that my people are getting killed. I want to declare to the United Nations and all the appropriate authorities who received this document that I stand by every letter, not just word, of this document which I presented to my family, which copies came to you. My family members that are cowardly being killed secretly, one after the other. I stand in solidarity with my family. I stand in solidarity with Ghana, my nation. I stand in solidarity with the African people. I stand in solidarity with humanity. You are seeking to get me assassinated. And God says no. And you have killed my people of Ghana. And you have turned your killing acts onto my family members. And you have killed them. And you are manipulating my people, precious people of Ghana. That the crimes be gotten away with. Ghana, humanity, and the nations of the world. While the willful intent to get me assassinated had gotten worse, on Sunday, the 14th of November 2021, I had to make this post on the Ghana web. Let me read to us what it says. I want to read to us. United Nations, I wrote this. U.S. Justice Department, U.S. government, I wrote this. Humanity and the nation, I made this posting because I will not accept for me to be assassinated to cover up crimes against humanity. I read to us. The comment says, "We shall not die. Great stars." This was after the Black Stars had um, ended their match with South Africa. Let me read. I post under the name Innocent Ghanaian. The comment was I made a comment to Ghana through to 2022 World Cup playoffs after win. That was the subject of the article and my comment. Thank God you made it, stars, as a word of encouragement to the Black Stars after the match. God needed me to remain in total silence as the true face of our supposedly institution, the United Nations, is being witnessed by myself. As an institution owned and run by America through the unleashing of total terror, hatred, and persecution against me. Because I stood up for Africa, my families in Ghana, and humanity. Then I go on, I concluded by saying, humanity, well, November 12, 2021, Africa never dies. Humanity never dies. Rawlings never dies. The God of Daniel lives. It is finished. Selah, occupy till I come, is the message. The voice of God through the African. United Nations, I Osei Yawsakodi, made that posting telling the world that the United Nations has become an institution owned, run, and operated by the US. I made that post. I have for years been an individual that have stood and supported the United Nations. For my support for the United Nations, it has contributed to terrorizing me and seeking to assassinate me with some individual within the United Nations. I know this. However, I have not given up. And yet, it is my people, my family members that are killed and exploited. I had to tell my family in this document that the truth is, no, during the celebration of the anniversary of His Excellency, I've told humanity that openly criticizing the United Nations can mean that is the end of your life. Whether it is constructive or blind criticism. It doesn't matter whether you are Kofi Annan or you are Antonio Guterres or whoever you are. They don't accept it. They will not tell you the consequence when you openly criticize. But Ghana and the nations of the world, I want the United Nations and the nations of the world to know that I will not accept the killing of my people for being Africans. I will not accept the killing of my people, my family members in Ghana. I will not accept the exploiting of humanity under global agenda of pandemic or whatever we call it. I will not accept it. I demand justice, and I demand it. Nobody has been able to gather the courage to render an open apology to the African people for slavery and human enslavement. Nobody. Up to now. The world was expecting that while Nelson Mandela was alive, somebody would gather courage and render apology to him for the terror that was unleashed on him and what was done to his people. Nobody did. He's no more. I stand to declare that by the same stand that I took before during the tenure of Mr. Ban Ki-moon, that I would not accept apology from the United Nations, even the United in this issue, because my people, Ghana, humanity and the nations were willfully exploited, climbing on my back. Africans, we have been killed. My people of Ghana, we have been killed because we are African. It was done willfully. So I will not accept any apology. If the United Nations believe to be the institution that it is, and it represents humanity and the nations of the world, I call for an open apology to the African people for what has been done to us in this very issue. I call for an open apology for what has been done to humanity. Otherwise, let them go ahead assassinating. I will not yield to the willful covering up of the crimes of this US undercover agent. I will not get remarried to her. They must read my lips. I would not accept for the US Treasury Department, institutions within the US collude to get me robbed through my tax filing. I will not yield. In fact, I will not accept for 1 penny to be taken out of my income or whatever for the individual that they exploited, political, diplomatic, and religious, exploited to bring humanity to this helpless state, and having killed my innocent people of Ghana, having killed my family members. I will not yield. I will continue respecting law. No weapon is needed in this. Respecting the US Justice Department, respecting the International Criminal Court, Hague, in spite of the hindrance by the FBI and the Montgomery County Police, I would not be moved, and I will not yield. I am continue to count on the United Nations, the African Union, International Criminal Court, Hague, the US Justice Department, for nothing short but total justice, because all men are created equal. Humanity and the nations of the world. Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings never dies. Ghana never dies. Nana Daniel Opoku AJ never dies. Nana Edubafo Jan never dies. Reverend Dr. David Nafimado never dies. Dr. Busumuru Kofi Annan never dies. If by this I have offended anybody, may they come to assassinate me. Abraham Lincoln is no more, he's gone. John F. Kennedy is no more, he's gone. Martin Luther King is no more, he's gone. His Excellency Osachif Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is no more, he's gone. Nelson Mandela is no more. We shall not live forever. Those that seek to kill me. God bless you, and God bless my homeland.